House opens at 6:30.
So what I do
I am Hank Florence, and I am the drama teacher at Lincoln High School. Well, I come from one of those cliched theater families. I think I was in my first play when I was like 4. It kind of became clear when I was a teenager that I took it a little more seriously than the rest of my family. I consider a lot of different variables when I'm figuring out which play to choose. The first underlying thing is what's going to be the best opportunity for the students that I have at this time. So what I look for in actors is a couple things. First of all, being reliable is huge. If I've worked with someone and they were not reliable, it's difficult for me to justify casting them again. And then just the collaborative spirit, like the ability to take direction. During the audition process, I'll typically have someone read something and then I'll give them a note. And the note's arbitrary, I'll just pull it out of thin air, but it's really just to see if they can take the note. All right, lights up on Trotsky sitting at his desk, writing furiously. The handle of a mountain climber's axe is sticking out of the back of his head. Variation 1.
Must always be right, and the revolution of the proletariat against oppression must go on forever.
Leon?
And forever and forever.
Leon, I was just reading the encyclopedia.
Beheading?
Trotsky, Leon.
Why don't you just do it without an accent? We do want to get through it. We do want to get through it.
No, I'll...
My name is Sammy Bush. I enjoy acting because it's a way for me to express the emotions I'm feeling in a creative and sometimes absurd way.
My name's Riley. This is my first play. 6 one-acts that loosely relate to each other.
Choosing this production, a lot of it was the fact that I wanted students to be more involved in the production side of things. It provided me a way to have sort of some creative control over it still, because the 3 student directors are all in advanced drama, and so it will be largely a class project. Going into a little more depth as to why they should be the people who direct that specific one act. And you will have lots of opportunities in your life to act in things. Directing, maybe not. So even if you're kind of on the fence about it, if you are interested in directing, let me know that, because it will be a unique and interesting experience.
Every time the bell rings, the music would also feature.
The way the process worked was we picked directors, they pitched their ideas. When we picked the directors picked the cast that they wanted.
For a few seconds, just enough to make it awkward. Yeah. And that's what the lighting is.
My name is Maddie. And I'm Becca. And we are co-directors for Philip Glass Buys a Loaf of Bread. To cast this one act, we actually did a dance audition rather than a speaking audition, because the main thing we wanted is that the actors could dance, because we wanted them to be able to tell a story through their dance and through their movements rather than through the words.
I'm Audrey Carlson. Acting is something that I really love to do. Drama is the opportunity for me to really be able to practice that and express that.
Right here, there's going to be the window, and it's going to be like an observation where the scientists are going to be standing. And we're going to light it in such a way where you, almost like it's two-sided glass. Like you'll see maybe a little...
They will add to it. I have a 1 foot flat down here, and there's going to be another piece like this right here, 1 foot away, so that it will look like a pillar built into the wall, but actually keep the wall.
You know, there are people in this world, I have learned, who are workers. And my grandfather, who I'm named after, he passed away a couple years ago. The old adage is he died with his boots on. He's just was that type of person. And I've always admired that and wanted to be like that. And so coming here, I feel like I'm working with my grandfather in that way.
My name is Lee Basham. I am the resident volunteer technical director designer. My production experience started in high school, progressed through high school as stage manager and designer and lighting and sets. It's been high school till now. I've worked on design to help build maybe 300 shows.
Mr. Basham is incredible. He builds all of the sets and he designs all the props we need.
He's just always been there for me. He does anything to put a smile on somebody's face, and that's just one of the things I love about him.
I look forward to being here. I love the students in Lincoln. This is probably the best theater company I think I've ever worked for, and it's been between 24, 36 theater companies, and this is my favorite. And the students here are my favorite.
So my directing style, I would say I am more of an actor's director, which means I choose pieces that showcase the actors because that's where my interests lie more. I want to give you guys permission to break out into monkeyness whenever you feel it. So whenever, like, if there's a moment where you get mad a little bit and you're frustrated with each other, and, you know, yeah, like when you get mad at Milton, and if you want to have a moment where you're like, kind of like get up maybe and sort of like galoot over.
Mr. Florence is an amazing drama teacher, and he's ready to deal with us, and we're all crazy, so I applaud him for that one.
Mr. Florence to me is actually like a really inspiring dad-like figure.
He is just such an amazing guy.
He genuinely cares about the students.
He's one of those teachers that you can just tell anything to. I honestly don't think that there's a person on campus that doesn't like Mr. Florence.
All right, let's go up to the costume. Okay. I like it. Good work, guys.
I didn't know you lost your job.
Mr. Doran, let's take a look over here, buddy. He's going to be the pretentious brooding artist and have fingerless gloves. Apparently we only have XXLs and XXSs. Let's try this on. It's so huge. Try it on. It's probably not what we're gonna do. Double XL. Okay, what size is this? Yeah, man, we won't do that one. Yeah, no, you'll have your shirt tucked in, and then you'll have a tie that's like been tied and then kind of loosened. Yeah, coming in.
Do I have the same question?
Yes, how does Philip Glass make you feel?
I feel so bad. Makes me feel like I'm gonna forget my lines a lot, even though they're nonsense. And like, you probably could just mess it up anyways, but like, the nonsense also kind of makes sense, so. Help.
I think the hardest part about the directing process is realizing that things aren't gonna happen unless you make them happen and schedule them. And also, it's hard knowing how strict to be with the actors because I don't want to be mean to them, but they need to memorize their lines.
Everything was muted because you were focused on remembering your lines. So please go home today. We're running through this again tomorrow after school. You knew we had rehearsal today, so 2 weeks. You know, in 2 weeks we open in 2 days. So we open in 2 weeks and 2 days. So we don't have any more time. So come in tomorrow. I don't want to have to be taking notes about memorizing lines, okay? All right, that being said, I do have a couple of... So Tech Week, to describe Tech Week, okay.
Tech Week, in a word, is insane.
It's when you've worked the play a bunch, then you're all of a sudden adding makeup and costume and lighting.
Scheduling and trying to fit everybody into 1 week.
Everyone's stressed and a lot of things could go wrong.
It's commonly known to in the theater world as Hell Week. And yeah, I think that lives up to its name.
So we're lighting this half of the stage. I already have lights aimed for this side of the stage. Now we're gonna aim them for this side.
Okay.
Okay?
Ready? Ooh, that one's right over my head. Any smaller?
Yeah, no. Move it to, well, maybe, but move it to the right first.
Those people who were here on Saturday helping with tech, if you could go help preset the stage.
Have somebody start it and then come on.
Yeah. Hey Becca, can you do the music thingy and watch them? I'm gonna go up in the booth with Bastion and be like,
music thingy meaning what?
press play and watch them and make sure and like, yeah, just sit by the speaker and do the thing.
Maddie, do the thing. I don't know when they're supposed to do what.
Once he says, do you know that one, sir? Press the play. Okay. Let it play all the way through.
Okay.
Oh, first don't.
Never mind. Okay, and they're done. Take the blues out.
Blues out.
Ready to fade?
Music.
Go.
And
You call
jingles
go,
up.
and then I'll fade the music down.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell him go and he'll be ready.
I have like two things.
Okay.
Going a little further with the vocal.
The feeling on the last day of tech is weird. I can't really explain it because it's a mixture of, oh my gosh, we've finally put together this piece of creativity and it's awesome. And then there's that terrifying part, is everybody gonna like it? Is everybody gonna appreciate it as much as we do?
Why I think that live theater is still relevant in a culture where we're inundated with content from myriad different sources is there is something palpable about being in a room with people who are vulnerable, who are up on a stage and you are watching them, and the performance that you're witnessing is different than any other performance you will ever see of that production. 5 minutes till circle.
I believe there's definitely a family when you enter theater, because a group of people going together on a creative project, a lot's going to happen and there's going to be a lot of problems, but there's also going to be a lot of good things, and you go through it all together, and I think that's the beauty of it.
Really throughout high school, like, you look for a family, and I've definitely found that in drama.
We all worked on this little baby project together, and then opening night kind of just solidifies all our hard work, and this is what it comes down to.
This has been a beautiful experience for me. You guys should be so proud of yourselves. This is the fun part. Opening night, we got a great audience in there, the energy's high, everyone's excited. Just go enjoy yourselves, be in the moment, leave everything out on stage. I had so much fun with all of you guys. Okay, you guys are fantastic. I love you all. I'm proud of you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Freaking out right now, dude.
It's opening night. So we are gonna go out there tonight. We're gonna kick some booty.
Just waiting.
Oh yeah.
I'm supposed to call places.
He's gonna come let us know. Yeah. Are we still on a hold? No.
Why are we on a hold?
Oh my gosh, this is it. It's here. It's finally here. Something like this is not easy, but we do it because we love it.
If you follow how the river finds its way to the sea, notice every part of you, just another part of me. Every part of you is just another part of me. Every part of you is just another part of me. Everybody you is just another part of me. Everybody you is just another part of me. Everybody you is just another part of me. La 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 la.
Fades to black, we go into?
We go to blue, they leave, and when they're all off stage,